Good morning. Golly, it's Wednesday, June 15th, 6:09 a.m. on the East Coast of the United States. And yesterday I made coffee with cloves, and it turned out it was really good. So I was thinking I liked that tingly hot sensation on my tongue. So I thought, what can I make this morning? Let me get the milk. Okay, so I decided that another spice that can give you a hot tingly feeling on your tongue is cinnamon. And I was thinking about, what if I mixed cinnamon and cloves? So what I'm gonna do, because you know, cinnamon and cloves both do not really dissolve. Let me pop this back in the fridge. The last time I didn't put the milk away right after I poured it. Later in the morning I found it sitting out on the counter. So, okay, let me get out my little spice basket here. Got cinnamon and cloves, okay? So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to go ahead and put the spices in with the milk, because while the milk frother is whirring that little spring whisk around inside of it, it'll help to mix these in, and the heat will help to release the flavor. So I'm going to give a couple of shakes of cloves. Okay, now this cinnamon thing does not have a shaker. And you know what? Let me get a spoon. I am not, is the spoon clean? This doesn't look clean. Let me get one that does look clean. You know, sometimes the dishwasher, the automatic dishwasher, doesn't do such a good job. I'm not going to go ahead and try to tap some in, because I may end up with half a bottle in there. So what I'm gonna do, just gonna get a little bit on the edge of the spoon, because this is just really, has a wonderful odor. If you open your cinnamon and you don't smell much, that means it's time to get a new jar of cinnamon. Okay, when you open it, you should go, whoo. Okay, so I've got my milk and my cloves and cinnamon. Now I'm just thinking, should I put some sweetener in this? You know what? I'm not going to. One thing I will do, though, is I'm going to need a bigger cup than that. So let me start this. I'm going to put this on what should be a soft froth. Here, we need to get a cup here, all right? Because the other day when I frothed up that 3 or 4 ounces of milk, I ended up with over 8 ounces. So, let's see. Which one should I use? You know what? I bet that this would work. Oh, I always laugh when I see this. Here, let me turn it around and I'll show you why. Pessimist's mug. This glass is now half empty. Of course, I've figured out that when it's half empty, you can go ahead and put some more in and fill it up. Okay, now what coffee am I going to use this morning? So I was reading up on some of the coffees, and it turns out that Stockholm Fortissio Lungo is supposed to be a particularly good one for making with spicy stuff. Oh, it's all done. Let's see, this is an intensity of 8, and an intense sweet cup with a hint of bitterness. Oh, isn't this interesting? It says to use cinnamon with it. So, okay. I've got my frothed milk here with the cloves and the cinnamon. Well, look at that. the froth is in here. I wonder, you know, sometimes, I don't know. Oh, wait, I bet it's because I put it on soft froth, and I bet the cloves and the cinnamon sort of affected how it frothed up. That is something that, you know, when I'm doing these experiments, I don't always know how it's gonna turn out, but that's okay. All right, so Stockholm Fortissio Lungo. Here I was expecting, you know, froth up to here. It's okay. All right, Stockholm Fortissio Lungo. And I'm going to, oh, golly, you know what? I always like these Lungos better as espressos. I'm gonna do it as an espresso. Okay, an espresso is 1.35 ounces. A Lungo is 3.7 ounces. So we do it as espresso. Okay. So there we go. Oh my goodness, I can smell the cloves and the cinnamon. Now, I didn't put any sweetener in, so I'll see. It may need some. You know, sometimes sweetening brings out the flavor in a way that you would totally miss it without a little bit of sweetener. Oh, this is a very interesting taste. This is lovely. You know what? I don't want to put any sweetener in because I feel like I don't want to ruin the taste. But you know what? I mean, we're doing an experiment here. I'm going to put in just a tad of simple syrup. This is Jordan's Skinny Syrups, 0 calories, just to try it. You know, if I was just doing this for myself, I would leave it. But since we're doing an experiment here, we'll see how it does with some sweetness. Now it's changed the taste. Oh, this is so interesting. Without the sweetener, I felt the spiciness more on the front and middle of my tongue. With the sweetener, I'm tasting it more on the middle and the back of my tongue, the spiciness. Isn't that interesting? Wow. I'm going to enjoy this. So, something to try is spices that strike you as being similar. Try them separately in coffee. Try them together. Now, you know, I could always put some chili in here, but in all honesty, the cloves and cinnamon have enough punch to their spiciness. I wouldn't want to put something like chili in here. I mean, unless I wanted something really hotsy-totsy spicy. So, now I used Stockholm Fortissio Lungo and ran it as an espresso. You could use any kind of coffee to do this, although I do recommend using something that's stronger if you're using regular coffee, or if you're using an espresso, any kind of espresso. Give it a whirl. Have a great day.